What's going on, all? Happy Tuesday to you. Yeah, big day. Good morning. Thank you for watching. Pleasure to be here. Of course, I am Remie Longbrake. Let me see if I can get that light a little better. So, I think I'm working in the dark. That may help a little bit. So, it's kind of a rainy morning today, so I don't got a lot of background light. So, hopefully that'll work. So if you can't see me, just get a little closer. Just teasing. So hope you're doing great. So big day, like I said. This is day number 2 of my mini series. How about that? It is 6 ways to be more productive. So if you missed yesterday, go back, watch that video. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff. I broke this down into 2 days just because it's so much information, and I'm trying to go as much detail as I can, have conversations, and it's, what can I do more, what are like the big ones that I can really implement in my own life. And I'm like, well, let me just hash them out, so I'll do a video on that. So answers, it's solved right there for you. So, but seriously, I mean, these are important. I mean, yeah, there are other ones, of course, but these are the ones that I really prioritize myself, and I really stick to, and it's built success, and it's built momentum, and I want to be able to pass that along, and that's what's important. So, by all means, like I said, go back to yesterday's video, catch that if you haven't already, and listen through it. Watch it, take your notes, and most importantly, do it. Yeah. That's how this works, right? Oh goodness! Hope you're doing great. Hope your Monday was wonderful. Good start to the week. Hopefully you got your goals hashed out, which I talked about yesterday, and you're working toward them. So that's what's really important of anything. And to recap, what we talked about yesterday. I'm not going to go in a lot of detail. It's big one is sleep. Very important to get proper sleep, which you know that. So hopefully you're doing it too. Number 2 would be, what are your motivations? What is your big picture goals, for yourself, for your family that you can move to and be able to accomplish. So very important. And then third thing would be 2 parts. It's what are the small goals to get you to the big goals. That way you're breaking up in increments to be able to achieve them. But also too, when you're doing that, fill up your calendar. With those goals and the action steps that's going to take to accomplish and be able to move you along. So it's very important. A lot of times we see, just that big picture, write that out and say, I want to be, this position at my job, or this X amount of dollars when I'm, whatever age you want to be, it don't matter, but there's no action steps to get there. They just see the big picture and say, well, I'll get there. No, start today. That's how it works. Start today. So I know you're busy. That's how you get results. You start today. And we'll go into more of that even today, even as far as how to really accomplish that. So I know one thing I need here. I need a little bit of coffee. I'm not excited enough, right? Yeah, good stuff. Yeah. But those are the first 3. What I find really important. Hopefully you'll find the same. And, to get into number 4. Yes, these are 6. So we'll start with number 4 today. That's how this works. It's prioritizing. I mean, that's really important, is to prioritize, our day. And essentially for me is, I try to find, well, I don't try, I do this. This is one of my steps, my morning routine, is to find time, for me, and and that includes small wins, like making the bed, praying, meditating, stretching out, eating breakfast. It's doing a little bit of reading. Not much, because I do a majority at night, just 5-10 minutes. I'll be maybe a little scripture, in the Bible, or 1 chapter in a book if it's not too long. So just enough to build some good energy. Also too, very important is working out. Go to the gym. Hopefully you have time in the morning to do that. If not, get her done at night. But I make time in the morning through my schedule, to be able to to do that in the morning. Do I have to get up earlier to accomplish this stuff? Yeah, I do. Is it fun? Initially, maybe not so much, but once you get a habit and a routine into it, it's not bad. I mean, it's what I know. I enjoy doing it. I'm building these wins, these small wins every day, and that's what keeps me going. So, as does this. I love the videos, and hopefully you love them too. If not, let me know why. Yeah, but it is important, to do that stuff. I mean, make your own routines. Spend a little time with your family. Always too at breakfast table. And try to coordinate your schedule the best you can. I know mornings can be hectic. Everyone's going different places, especially with kids, husband, wife. Different jobs, whatnot. But if nothing else, just try to find time, for yourself to kind of just focus on the goals, and just be able to create, good, positive energy for the day. Once the day really gets rolling, as far as like a work schedule, I'll prioritize like my most important stuff, in the morning time, before lunch. Why I do that is because I want to be able to get that stuff. Those are my big things that I've identified for the day, and that's the stuff that I want to really accomplish. And I don't want to push that stuff off to the next day, because hopefully tomorrow I have another big thing that I really want to accomplish, and that's just going to create time crunches, so to speak. So it's important, for me, is to just be able to prioritize that stuff in the morning. I mean, sometimes schedules don't work out, that way, but just make sure you, if anything, that identify the big thing for that day, and accomplish it. Get it done and do it, because that's going to build success and give you that win for the day. So work with that. Typically what I'll do is I'll block the day out. And I'll treat this, and other people do this too. It's, try to block my day out, so having like a 24-hour day. I'll do, well, of course we all have it, but essentially I'll try to create like a 6-hour, type window to get this much done, and then I'll break it down even more with this, like a 3-hour window, and like this, like from 9 to 12, for example, I'll try to break down my most important meetings. By then I've made my phone calls, new calls for the day. Whatever your routine is, I mean, make it your own, of course, but just that's my main block. And then I'll take a quick lunch, or a longer lunch, if I want to meet with someone, and then, from, 1 to 3, and then 3 to 6, those are my blocks, but that 6-hour window, at least, those are my big crucial moments, that I go through. And then I leave the rest, the other 6 hours, whatnot, for family time, networking, for instance, doing reading if I need to do that. So that's the way I get everything done. I'm busy, there's a lot of stuff I need to do, and I want to make sure I accomplish it and be able to keep on track. So hopefully you do as well, right? Yeah, well, let me know if you're not. So we'll figure it out. One thing I really try to do is to not multitask, and I know that can be a challenge, but I find, when different stuff comes in at me at different angles, I end up not getting as much done if I can just focus and say, from this half-hour block, this is what I'm doing, or this hour block, this is what I'm doing, and yeah, there's gonna be phone calls come up, but I try not to get in long-winded conversations, because this is my most crucial aspect for that time. I'll set another time, later in the afternoon to call those people back, and have a really long conversation. Now, sometimes that's easier said than others. I mean, if you got customers, clients, whatnot, depending on your business model, you have to do the best you can. But the key is to be as productive as you can, and I find before, not implementing that is I was, and this is for me, it may not be for you, it's just saying I was, all these calls coming in, I'm trying to answer calls, type, and by the end of the day, like the big things on my platter, on my plate here, I wasn't getting done because all the little stuff was coming in. So that's why, and it's hard, you can't just not take calls, so, but just block that stuff out and say, hey, let me call you back here at 1:30, you can be available. Sure, we'll have a good conversation. And that basically sets that time up for that person. It makes it feel more important. So let me know your thoughts on that. I mean, it's been working for me. So I'm going to stick with it, I think, unless I find out otherwise. Yeah, but, also, too, it's, for me, it's prioritizing is also, which goes with the multitasking, is being in that moment, whatever moment you're in, being in that moment 100%. Because if you are being distracted, you're not listening, you're not paying attention. If you're doing a meeting or in a meeting and you got calls coming in, emails, you're not paying attention. You at least not put enough effort into it to join the conversation, to be able to do more and be more. So that's why I really find it's crucial, not only in your job, but also your family structure. If you're at home with the family, yeah, you're going to get calls come in. Take it if you have to, but make sure that people know that that's your time with your family. That's your dinner time. That's have kids at practice, whatnot, and you want quality time, because especially with kids. I mean, they're only that age once, and you want to be able to enjoy that with them, and they want to be able to enjoy that with you. So that's why that is important. So, and just a lot of times you have to set parameters. So I've been there. It's not easy. Trust me, it's not. But I think it is a must. So hopefully take value in that, really. It is, like I said, schedule. I schedule everything. I mean, everything. Reading time, my morning routine, workout time, meetings, of course, video time, right? I mean, I do as much, and I prefer, like say yesterday, I prefer to keep, like a planner, an actual planner with me. Just that way I can check off my wins, for the day and make sure I'm on target. I also keep the big stuff in my phone too, which is great because it has a reminder function for big meetings coming up. That way I don't forget about them. But I won't necessarily put every single thing in there, just because I'm able to forget. Really, to be honest with you, I like the book, and I like being accountable. I like the visualization and be able to write stuff out. So it don't take too much longer. But do your own thing by all means. And that's our fourth thing there, is prioritizing. Number 5 is being accountable. And having no excuses. That's right, no excuses. That's a big one. Yeah, I've been guilty of that. Saying, oh, I'll have tomorrow. I'm tired. No, you can't base your productivity off how you're feeling. So unless you're like super sick, but tired don't count. So, but that's why it's so important, get your sleep. That way you're not tired for the next day, and that way you can keep checking stuff off. So that's how I do it. I mean, that includes, family time, like I said, family time, your work time, obviously, but also being accountable to yourself, to your family, and to your goals. The big picture goals of what you want to accomplish. And how you're actually going to be able to get there. That's really important. Ask yourself, why am I getting up? I mean, start there. If you don't know, start there. Why am I getting up? Well, I gotta pay bills. Well, that's true. What's bigger than that? So it's being able to do that stuff. Oh. Yeah, I mean, for instance, like, if you want to take a vacation, for instance, that's wonderful. Set an end goal. What's the date of that? How you want to accomplish it? Research obviously where you want to go, how much money it's going to take, and be accountable to that. If today's end of July, if you want to go for December, Christmas time, that's wonderful. Make your plan, figure that out. How much it's going to cost, and be able to have consistency, every week to be able to accomplish that big picture goal. Same can be said with your finances, with your career, relationships. Be accountable to all those aspects. That's why it's so important for me to write them down, just not to think about them, but to actually physically write them down. That way, every day I'm reminded, of what I'm doing and what I can do more, to achieve that end goal. So hopefully that makes sense to you. And for me, I guess it would be, the goal, I think, necessarily has to make you excited. And it has to be your goal, more than anything. It has to be something that you really enjoy. And to be able to eliminate the excuses, I think it has to be big enough that you're willing to overcome that and say, hey, this is what I want to do. I'm not going to let excuses get in the way, because this goal is big enough and more important enough to me, my family, my friends, my community, whatever it would be. And I can't let those people down. I can't let me down. And I think once you get to that point, you've got a good reason. So I'm just saying. And I think that's why it's really crucial to just really focus on what you want and be excited about it, and get up with purpose and just do it. It's either said and done. I know, we've all been there. Yeah, but that's really, I mean, nothing I'm talking about is rocket science, but I think it is needed because a lot of people are, I won't say in trouble, but they're not focused. And hopefully this stuff will help. So, just saying. And like I said, it's, eliminate excuses, and, go to, oh, I don't know what's going on there. Itchy shirt. It's, you know, like I said, as far as your excuses, understand when your bedtime is, stick to it. Your investment time in yourself, your reading patterns, stick to that stuff. Write it down, do it, and build momentum, because other people are looking at you. And it's being that consistency that really is going to set you apart and be able to obtain more and be able to allow you to do even more. That's the thing is you don't necessarily want to be the same person you were last year or 5 years ago. I think that's where a lot of people really they suffer. They're not necessarily changing, they're just doing the same stuff, just kind of going day in, day out, and just floating along. But for me, that doesn't work. Hopefully it doesn't for you. It's just be able to build that momentum and be accountable and be able to do more. And if nothing else, how do you overcome that? I've had conversations like, well, I don't really know. What can I do more? That's really, it's up to you. You have to be able to figure that out yourself. Like I said, the biggest thing is make it big enough. What can you do to stay accountable for yourself, for your family, and be able to achieve those goals? And if you are tired, for instance, figure out why you're tired. Are you getting enough sleep, for instance? Are you more of a morning person, a night person? Look at your schedule. Are you happy where you're at in your job? Are you happy in relationships? Are you able to do more there? So all this stuff, it's the thought process. Don't just be a victim. When you talk about this, being a victim of your circumstances, be the victor, right? So figure out what the trouble spots are and do it. Just solve it the best you can. And some are bigger than others. I get it. They really are. But it's still important to just not be able to give in and say, well, these are my circumstances. Yeah, bum hum. Don't work like that, right? So use those. Take those tips. Be accountable. Like I said, find your why. And a big one for me is to help, because I've been in that spot before. I was kind of like, well, what can I do more? I felt the urge, but I didn't really know how. Probably the biggest one is just get out and get out of your comfort zone and start being with people that are motivated type people. And that may or may not be at your job or in your own family or your friends. And just, sometimes that's just the way it is. But you have to be able to focus and say, hey, this is what I want to accomplish. Who wants to go with me? So if not, then this is where I'm going. And find that pool of people. Just network. It could be other business people, people, book club, whatever people can get excited about what you're excited about. Or at least be excited, that type of thing. That way you're not in an environment that's always kind of blah. And that doesn't work for me. Blood does not work. So that is number 5. Last one here, rolling down, is to celebrate. That's big. Celebrate, those milestones, those successes, not just the big moments. And that's celebrate, on a weekly basis, when you accomplish. If you in the gym 5 days a week or whatever your goal would be, say, give yourself a cheat meal, and don't go all out necessarily. You don't want to ruin the whole week, but give yourself a small win. If you're on track, you want to lose, 20, 30 pounds or more, that's a great goal, but when you get to those, 5, 10, 15, 20 pounds, whatnot, celebrate that, have a little fun, that way you can enjoy the journey. That's a lot of it, is just enjoying the journey. It's not so much the end result, because once you're there, you're like, well, shit, what can I do now? Right? That was easy. What can I do? Well, do some more. Don't give up. Don't stop. Just keep going. Yeah, but that's why it's really important for me. And I, even at work, doing different things, it's a lot of times I have the mindset of just plugging all the way down, just typing away, and I'll just back off and say, hey, give myself just a little break. And that can be at work, if you're doing a big project or just having a stressful day. don't be afraid to just celebrate while you're there. You're accomplishing your goals, you're doing what you need to do. Just take a few minutes, and just say, hey, I'm on the right track, I'm doing the right things. I can continue momentum, and I will be great. And yes, you will be great. You are great now. Don't forget that. So, and like I said, it's, make your goals, more relatable if you can. It's, share those goals. Like I said, if you want to be, take that vacation, that's fine. And if you need to save money for that, when you save so much, I ain't saying blow through it, but take the family out to dinner, at that point, or, just, that way you're celebrating a win, your success about to get there. Because what you're afraid is you'll never accomplish it if you're not happy. And I've been there in that circumstance, and, I just keep my head down, just keep hustling along, which is great, but every now and then you gotta come up for air, right? So yeah, I mean, do that and see what it works for you. I mean, that does for me. It may not work for everybody, but I know it does for a lot of people. And the same goes, for your weight, your fitness journey, your health, I mean, your wealth. I mean, a big goal. I've talked with people that have this retirement, in mind, but their goal isn't super clear. For instance, that's the first thing, is be able to like, I say, if someone wants to retire, when whatever age, get the actual day that they want to retire, on paper, and look at that and say, well, how much, am I going to need, once I do retire? So that's big. And be able to say, hey, I'm going to need X amount of dollars, which is fine, and take those small wins every now and then, and be able to say, hey, so far we've saved, $20,000-$30,000, or, let's take a small mini trip, we're doing really good. Don't spend it all. No, don't go where Remie said. So Remie said, Dad, just spend it, it'll come back. So yes, it will come back. You are made of abundance, but let's not spend it all. So unless it's another investment, I'm just saying. So, but be wise. I know you're smart with this, and I think you understand what I'm trying to put along. So if not, let me know. We'll talk about it. So, but that's pretty much it. Like I said, I mean, the big ones, like I said, for today is prioritize. You also want, be accountable, no excuses, and celebrate the wins. Both big and small, and be able to keep momentum going. Don't stop once you get there. So that's really it. Hope you took value in this. So it's really fun putting this together. Hope, if you haven't already, like I said, watch yesterday's video. We covered good stuff there too. Let me know by all means if you have any questions on this. Any questions, concerns. I'm more than happy to have a great conversation with you, a powerful conversation. We can start hashing stuff out as soon as today. So don't forget, Facebook access, wonderful tribe, group of people there. Just help share wins, build successes, build habits, be able to do more, be more, and we all, we celebrate, we win together, and we are a team. That's what it's all about. And as far as access for that is you get a PDF that yours truly put together. It is yours for free. Yes, free. So it's powerful. 8 steps to success and abundance. Big stuff. It is yours. So just let me know when you want it. That is it for today. Have a great Tuesday. Great rest of your week. Get those wins in, and I'll see you next time. All right. Take care. Bye.